Hi guys, my name is Daryl, and today I want to show you a great technique that you can use. Matter of fact, you can use it right away. So next time you go to the gym, go ahead and try it, and you'll see a big difference in your intensity. And it's called the 1.5 rep system. And this is a technique that Vince taught us, and it's something that he used to use a lot of when he was training, especially when he did the neck press. So it's one of his favorites. And it's a great exercise system. Especially if you kind of hit a plateau. You know, a lot of times we kind of hit that plateau where we're just doing the same exercise over and over and over, and we're not getting that real deep contraction or that blood pump like we used to when we first started doing the exercise. So this is something, especially if you're limited with the equipment and different changes of exercises, and you're kind of limited, especially if you have a home gym and you only have really just access to like a bench press or whatever. You can do different techniques that, without having to change the exercise, you can just incorporate different changes to the cadence and the pace of the exercise, and that'll increase the intensity, making it much more challenging, so that your body has to learn a new way to adapt to the stress. And that's really what it's all about. So you don't have to put a ton of weight on, especially with this exercise. And that's another thing. So we have the progressive overload system, when you're actually adding weight to the exercise throughout the sets, and sometimes that can be, you know, you're going to hit a wall with that, because after a while you can only lift so much weight. And so that's why you want to do a different system like this, the 1.5 rep system, because you don't have to change the weight at all. You're just going to change the cadence of the exercise, and that makes it just as intense as adding, you know, another 15 to 20 pounds to the bar. The great thing about this system is that it just kind of develops a great pump as you're doing the exercise. So it just keeps pumping more blood to the area, and it really, you know, you can really feel that intensity as the rep count increases. So let me show you how it's done. This is the neck press. I'm going to show you the Vince Gironda neck press on a Larry Scott designed Smith machine. So this is how you do it. So the cool thing about this Smith machine is that it's already in the right place for me. All I got to do is come down here and just get into position. I never have to mess around with changing the bar and the position on this at all, which is awesome. So we're gonna do the Vince Gironda style. So your wrist is gonna be right over your elbow. So your arms are at 90 degrees, elbow is back. And then we're gonna exhale as we push up. So that's gonna be a start. Then you come back down, all the way down to the neck. And then you're gonna exhale, come up halfway. You're gonna hold that for 1 to 2 seconds. Then you come back down on the inhale, exhale. Now at the top here, don't fully extend your elbows. You don't want the arms to be fully extended. You want to keep the elbows slightly bent. Come back down, inhale, exhale, hold for 1 to 2 seconds. Come back down, inhale, exhale. Contract the chest as hard as you can, inhale, exhale, halfway. 1,000, 2, 1,000, come back down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale. And exhale. So what makes this so effective is that it keeps the intensity on the muscle at all times, and so it's changing the stress to the muscle. So if you've been doing the same old cadence where you're coming down maybe 4 seconds on the negative and 2 seconds on the concentric, you know, that's a great system as well. But if you've been doing that for 2 or 3 weeks, your body's going to become adapted to that stress, and so your body's not going to get the same type of stimulation as if you, by just changing either the exercise or changing the cadence to a different rhythm. And that's what this does. And so you're coming down, and now the brain's thinking, okay, he's just going to come right back up, but then you stop halfway and then have to come back down and go back up. And when you do that, it's challenging the brain to think, wow, this is a different cadence. There's something going on here. It's not the same, because before we were kind of getting used to just going up and down, and now you changed it to a 1.5 rep system. And so it increases the stress to the body, to the neuromuscular system. And so then that's when more blood gets pumped into the area. More muscle fibers are being recruited because the body's trying to figure out and try to adapt to this new type of a cadence. And so just by changing just the rhythm of the exercise, it creates a whole new challenge to the body. And so without having to add a ton of weight to the bar, all we're doing is just changing the cadence. And this is what's so great about Vince's stuff, is because that's what he would do. He would just change certain things. It would be just these little nuances that would make it so much more effective to create more stress to the muscle. And so that's what weight training or bodybuilding is all about, is we're trying to create as much stress to the muscle so that it has to kind of work really hard. And when you do that, more blood's going to get pumped in, more oxygen is going to get pumped in. You're going to recruit more muscle fibers, so there's just a lot more going on. So as we're doing the same thing over and over and over, your body kind of goes into this plateau, and it has adapted to the stress. And so that's why sometimes when you're doing things for weeks on end, you're not getting that blood pump anymore. You're not getting that excitement, the stimulation anymore. And so we have to kind of create new stress levels to kind of create more stimulation to the muscle. And that's essentially what we're doing. That's all you're doing when it comes to bodybuilding, is you're trying to create all these different types of techniques that allow as much stimulation to the muscle as possible, so we can get that hypertrophy that we're looking for, but also to create that stimulation and that excitement. And so that's what this little system does. And it's the 1.5 rep system. And again, you guys can use this for just about every lift out there. Again, all the pulling, all the pushing. It's really good on your squats. If you're having if you hit a plateau with your squatting and you want to get a little bit more out of it, do the 1.5 rep technique on your front squats, and my goodness, your legs will be smoked. But do it on the bicep curls. I love doing it on the bicep curls as well. So it's just different ways you can kind of stimulate the muscles into new growth patterns. And again, it was one of Vince's favorites. It's one of my favorites, and you can do it next time you go to the gym. Just pick out whatever exercise you've been doing, and then just go ahead and just change it up with this 1.5 rep system. And guys, if you have any questions and you want to email me, I always respond to every email that I get. Sometimes it might take me 2 or 3 days, but I always respond. So you can ask me questions about Vince's diets. You can ask me about his programs. I always answer the questions as best I can. And if you want to also check out my website, it's at www.darylcohen.com. You can find my email on my website. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care.